Today on the channel, we got an exciting one as we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Masters of the Universe. And today, from the Masterverse line, we've got the 40th anniversary He-Man. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masterverse unboxing and review. And today, the 40th anniversary He-Man is here at the table. But remember, for all your Masters of the Universe needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code KYLE or the link in the description below to save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. And of course, free shipping over $39. Got to get a deal. And today, we got the deal with the He-Man 40th anniversary celebration figure here. One I have been very, very excited for. A few things I saw in the promo shots maybe that I didn't like so much, but for the most part, this is right my wheelhouse. Of course, I was a very, very little kid when He-Man debuted in 1982. I don't remember it till maybe 84 probably is when I really started to remember He-Man, but of course, I was in watching the cartoon, all that kind of stuff, way back in the day, a child of the 80s. So He-Man, everybody had some He-Man figures in their collection, and I was included in that, of course. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. Of course, we do have a 2-pack of Skeletor and a very similar version of this He-Man to unbox here on the channel. I have not gotten around to that. I will get that on the Patreon early as we usually do, and then it'll be traditional YouTube sometime, but we'll get to it eventually. But this is where we're going to start. We're going to start with this Masterverse, and of course, this hitting Target stores, should hit traditional retail, Walmart, you name it. But like I said, you can get them on Entertainment Earth as well if you don't want to leave the house, which like a lot of us don't want to do anymore, it seems like. But today, there it is, He-Man, look at that. Definitely similar but different, we'll call this, than the other Masterverse figures. Very similar packaging design as we've seen in the past, but of course, different graphics here to really bring back that old school Masters Universe feel. Got that kind of around the box, so I do like that. The kind of bricks and stones flying through looks really, really cool. I gotta think this is gonna turn a lot of heads on the retail pegs. People will be walking by and, whoa, what is that? I think we'll see that. And I did buy 2 of these to keep one of these in the package because I like it that much. That's my plan here at least. Of course, big bubble window there. You can see everything going on. You got the 40th anniversary sticker, the classic logo, He-Man, 30 points articulation. A long way from the old 5 back in the day. This is for 6 years old and up. The most powerful man in the universe, of course, being He-Man. On the side, you got all those rocks. Same thing there. And then the back. Look at that. There's old He-Man. There's old Battle Cat looking really good. You got Skeletor down in the corner. The art always fabulous on these. And it looks like we got a little bit of a blurb here. Let's see what it says. 40 years ago, Mattel created Masters of the Universe, a world of space and sorcery, of fantasy and technology, and of He-Man, the hero who inspired children to discover the power within themselves. Very true. I think that's when I discovered I had the power deep inside of me when I was playing with Mechanic and He-Man and King Hiss and stuff as a little kid. That's truly the moment I figured that out, I think. And we're empowering the next generation through play as usual here. So without further ado, let's get old He-Man out. Absolutely love it. How cool is that packaging back there? Man, that is cool, cool stuff. We're off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. And we got old He-Man here. Oh, baby. There it is. There's old He-Man locked in the plastic prison. We're going to have to bust him out. Got accessories, got some extra hands. A lot going on in here. So without further ado, start cracking him out. Oh, my gosh. We're locked in all over the place, too. We're locked in at the arms, of course. We're locked in at the weapons. They don't want these weapons going anywhere. Boy, they don't want the legs going anywhere. So let's just lock him in everywhere. We're going to stop theft across the board. Nobody's going to be stealing this 40th anniversary He-Man. Not without a fight, that's for sure. Hopefully that's everything. We'll see, I guess. See here in a second. Uh-oh. Oh, we got more. Jeez. They really got him locked in here, I guess. I don't know. They're going all in. There's that. And we got a rubber band holding him down. Can I get it? It's always a fight. It's always a fight, but I win every time. See you later. Goodbye. All right, off to the side with you, He-Man. Get you squared up a little bit better here. And we're off to the side. Let's look at these accessories first. Got the iconic weapons here. Start with the hands, and I love it. We got the old Fist of Fury. He-Man always should have a fist. Only one fist, but at least we got one fist. I would have been up in arms. I would have written a handwritten letter to Mattel if we didn't get a fist with this He-Man. Luckily we did. We also got an open hand in case he needs to slap somebody. He needs to give somebody the old backhand. He has that hand available to him. Then we get down to the accessories. We do got his shield. Very iconic. When I think of He-Man's shield, this is what I think of. I remember as a little kid, I had the old role-play costume. I remember carrying around this plastic shield. Absolutely all in on that. So I'm all there for that. Of course, the iconic battle axe, an underrated He-Man weapon. Had a lot of good times playing with this battle axe back in the day. All one gray color here. Got nice sculpting to it. A little color maybe would have brought this out, but it's trying to be a throwback to the original version of He-Man. And that's what we're getting here. Then we get the power, by the power of Grayskull right here. We get the old power sword. This loses me a little bit here. This isn't our iconic power sword to me. So it loses some points there. I wish we could have got that. We're getting a lot of reuse with this one. Of course, same thing. Got the sculpting is nice in this. It's all kind of grayscale. No extra color or anything like that. A little warpage to this as well, but it is what it is. I wish we could have got a more iconic sword, as this, to me, isn't He-Man's sword. So that's your accessories. Now we get down to old He-Man, and you can tell right off the bat, you get a lot of Masterverse action with this one. Is a lot of reuse, of course, but different paint, a little bit darker wash going on here. It looks really good, and I guess we'll start off with the head here. Of course, this is the classic He-Man head. Now, he's got a little bit of a red tone to him. He's got a little bit of rouge going on there. He almost looks like a young Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls. It's kind of what he looks like here, a little bit. A little bit. I see it a little. But He-Man's definitely, it's the old school He-Man head, which I really do appreciate, because when I close my eyes at night, and many a night I do, I sit there, my wife's there, and before I start snoring for the night, I say, oh, I wonder what He-Man's doing. And I'll close my eyes and I'll think of this head with He-Man. That's what happens on more nights than I'd like to admit. But definitely looks good. Just a little bit off in the face. So somebody, if you're a talented artist, I'm sure you can clean that face up a little bit. But it looks like just a little rougey or something going on. But it's definitely the iconic He-Man haircut. All of that stuff. I'm here for that. Arms, articulation arms go all the way around. Got the bicep cut. Of course, we got 30 points of articulation here. We got the double jointed elbows. Of course, the elbows are pinless. Hands are removable. Got the forearm gauntlets right there. Always got to have those with He-Man. Head, of course, side to side, back and forth. A little bit loose on that head. You do get the hula hoop at the top. You do get the waist articulation. You do get those big old He-Man splits. You do get the thigh cut. You do get the double jointed pinless knees. I'm all about that. You guys know. You do get the boot cut there, and you get the back and forth side to side on the boots. Of course, the boots got a dark wash to it. The loincloth got a dark wash to it. You got the patented orange on there and the part on the forearm guard. It's just He-Man all day long. And then you got his iconic vest there. That is one thing that is very, very iconic that says He-Man all day. Love this. Very tight on him. Looks really good. You got a spot to hold the sword back there. Love that as well. Just all around good. Is it 100% great? No. The face is a little bit off. A little bit of reuse here. Would have liked to see the weapons a little bit differently done. But at the end of the day, this is pretty good. And I can think a lot of people that don't buy the Masterverse line will pick this up just to have, because, man, what's cooler than He-Man, especially in 2022? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, if you ask me. Let's see, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%, and he fits like a glove. Make sure you get the WWE stands, as I always say, as those do fit the majority of figures. But man, He-Man looking good. Looking good for the 40th anniversary. He looks about like me at 40 years old. We're very similar age bracket, him and I, He-Man here. Of course, we do have the Masterverse He-Man, which I think there's a lot of reuse from. A heck of a lot of reuse. Now, I will say his loincloth on this one is a little bit longer. You got a very similar belt, but the belt looks to be different. It's close. Yeah, I think it's the same belt. Different colors, of course. The boots are the same, different colors. Head is obviously different. Love this head. Compared to this one, I'm going this head all day long. But very similar. A lot of similarities between these two, as they should be. They're both He-Man, but at the same time also very different. I'm going to pop this head off. Maybe. There it goes. Pop this head off. Maybe. There it goes. And I'm going to swap these heads around and see what all the fuss is about here. Is there red fuss? No, no fuss. that looks a little strange. It looks the head is way too small, and that's one of the big gripes that a lot of people have with this line. The head seemed to be a hair small. Definitely looks small on that one. But this one, not terrible. I mean, I've seen worse. It's just the skin tones do not match on this. So that's a tough sell if you're going to try to do that. And this doesn't make sense at all. So you're going to stick with what they gave you. Don't try to be a crazy customizing cowboy. Stick with what they gave you on these ones. That's, I think, going to be the golden rule here. Pop He-Man on. There it is. So we got the He-Man Masterverse. We got the Masterverse 40th anniversary. 2 representations of He-Man, but these aren't our only representations of He-Man over the year. You could go on and on. There's been so many He-Mans in the Origins line, the Old School line, the Masterverse line, the CGI line, the Mattel Creations. There's been a lot of them over the years, of course, but this is the iconic head, and this is it on the Origins. So you got a little yin and yang of the Origins and Masterverse together. You can kind of see how those guys join forces and team up. And then, of course, got to throw it back to my favorite He-Man line, still to this day, Masters of the Universe Classics. It's going to be interesting to see how this line goes. Is it going to hold its values over the years? Because a lot of people jumping into the Masterverse were really building out the Masterverse universe, for lack of a better term. I can see some people saying, well, maybe I don't need to be all in on classics. Maybe I'll stop my classics checklist, move over to this, got to get a deal all day long. I can see that too. So it'd be interesting to see the value of the classics line. Of course, you guys know I got the entire wave, the entire set, the entire collection. I don't know. I never really think about it in value, but obviously anything you have, you'd hope it goes up in value. I think that's everybody's hope. This pencil I have here, I hope it goes up in value. But it'll be interesting to see when the dust settles and Masterverse is done and Classics obviously is done, what settles out and what do people think and things like that. I guess that'll come down the road, so we'll stay tuned for that on the channel as well. But quite the gallery of He-Man figures right here. We could have built this whole thing out. We could have been here all day if we needed to. Maybe one of these days we'll do a top 5 He-Man figures on the channel. That would be pretty good. Maybe we'll do that one of these days fairly soon, so stay tuned for that one. But He-Man Masterverse 40th anniversary, I think this is a must grab for a lot of people. Not just the He-Man fans, casual fans. Everybody needs a representation of He-Man. I gotta think Skeletor is gonna come in the future. I guess we'll stay tuned for that as well. But a very, very cool figure. Very cool to have this in my collection. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? What do you think of this He-Man? All in, all out, passing, picking up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. It always helps the channel when you give it the old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as well and hit the old notification bell. Don't forget about Patreon, where you get videos like this much earlier than traditional YouTube. Bonus content, exclusive content, early access to videos, pizza reviews, you name it. There's a lot going on over at the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel over at the Patreon. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 is where you'll find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for He-Man and his 40th anniversary celebration, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.